Good morning, everybody. John Ponick with the Mojave Valley Daily News. This is your daily dose for Thursday, February 18th. Thirsty Thursday, huh, Jeff?
That's right.
All right, the daily dose is brought to you by the Tri-State Radiology Center in Fort Mojave, Arizona. Tri-State Radiology Center offers an open MRI, digital x-rays, professional and friendly staff with years of medical experience, and commitment to quality for all patients. Tri-State Radiology Center offers some of the lowest self-pay options in the area, and they accept most insurances. At Tri-State Radiology Center, your image means the world to us. All right, Thirsty Thursday. We need to find us a sponsor for Thirsty Thursday.
Hint, hint.
Yeah, anybody out there? I was thinking about that on the way in. I think that we should have a competition for the best Bloody Mary in the area, because I love me a really good Bloody Mary. And you know what I've found is that the best Bloody Marys seem to be made at the most unexpected places.
They call them hole in the walls.
Hole in the walls, yes. Dive bars, hole in the walls. The best Bloody Mary I've had in this area is at a golf course.
Wow.
You totally wouldn't expect that. So put your comments in here and tell me where your favorite Bloody Mary is. Maybe I'll go give them a shot and check it out.
That's a great idea. Go ahead, guys. Get the comments going.
Let's hear it. Where is your favorite? Who makes the best Bloody? I had one at the VFW 2 or 3 years ago, and it was the kitchen sink. There was bacon in it and olives. Of course, you have to have olives and hot sauce and all that. But there was like, I don't know, a blender and a toaster and a sandwich and
celery, carrots, everything sticking out.
The thing was that tall, just with stuff piled on top of it. So it was a meal and a drink all in one. All right, to the news. Our top story: EPCOR condemnation hearing is postponed. So where we're at on the whole EPCOR thing is the voters voted for the city to take it over, condemn it, and take it over. There's a series of things that have to happen. One of them is this bond hearing. As soon as the bond hearing is over and approved, the city technically takes it over, and then they go to court after that to figure out what the price is going to be. We have quite a bit of information in here on the price and the dispute going on there, but the main story here is how they were supposed to have a bond hearing on Monday regarding this whole condemnation suit, but a member of the city's legal team had a death in the family, a close relative, and so they're going to be without that person, and that's going to delay things. So rather than starting on Monday, it now will start mid to late April. So a little glitch there, but it's going to happen still. If you read in the story here, it's funny, they talk about the net worth. The city's people have come up with a net worth of somewhere around $55 million. EPCOR swears that it's about $135 million. But if you get further in the story, you read about how EPCOR is going to pay $110 million for a water system that was run by Johnson Utilities that they have been maintaining over the last couple of years and now are taking it over. That's down in Florence, Santan, and Queen Creek. So they're buying that one for $110 million. They have 30,000 water and 40,000 wastewater, whereas Bullhead only has 16,000 water customers. So they're saying the $16,000 one is worth $135 million, but the one with 70,000 customers is worth $110 million. So kind of some sketchy, odd math going on there. All right. There's a large picture here of the traveling Veterans Memorial Wall. That is the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall. It's called the Wall That Heals. It's a replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial out in D.C. It is being brought here to Bullhead City October 21st through the 24th at Mojave High School. It'll be out on the football field out there. It is a 375-foot long wall. So 375 foot, so it's going to take up the whole football field. It comes on a 53-foot trailer, and then they fold it out, and they've got side displays and everything else. It lists the 58,279 men and women who died in Vietnam or during the Vietnam War. It's being brought to you. It's being brought here by the Mojave High School student government. We have a quote in here from Dave Lipinski, who is the student council faculty advisor and Mojave High School alumnus. He is talking about the Shrine Club, who has decided to be the main sponsor for it. Even though it's a charitable organization, it's still, there are expenses involved with bringing it here, and I believe Dave told me that it was about $10,000 that they have to pay them to bring it here, so they're getting sponsors for it, and their lead sponsor is the Shrine Club. Mike Lewick, the Shrine Club president, says, "We have many Vietnam veterans in our organization. Plus, it helps educate the younger generation and others in the community about the Vietnam era." So he's proud to be the lead sponsor for this event and bring this replica of the Vietnam Memorial to our area. So congratulations to Mr. Lipinski and his group, and thank you to Mike Lewick and the Shrine Club for doing that. We look forward to seeing it. We do have some breaking news. We know that Jeff is out and about every day, out there running around and shooting accidents and fires and other things that are going on. Well, Jeff was woken up early this morning for a fire not too far in his neighborhood. Jeff, where was this at?
This was up in Desert Foothills.
So we got a picture for you that Jeff shot. You can see in the picture up near the palm tree up there in the middle left, you can see the flames coming out of a home. It was such a massive fire that there were Station 1, which is the station down on Hancock Road, Station 2, which is across from Community Park, and Station 5, is that right?
Yep.
Which is up in the neighborhood up there, all responded to it, so you see all the fire trucks and everybody out there.
And this was on the 2900 block of La Paloma Drive.
La Paloma. That's Desert Foothills?
Up in Desert Foothills, that's right, by Maverick up there.
All right, and
Off
we
the
don't know
Parkway.
yet if there was anybody inside or anything, and it started somewhere around
We do know there was one female that was rescued. She was outside, seemed to be okay, and one was unaccounted for. We don't know whether that was a male or a female or any details on that, but when we do find out, we will definitely update this post.
All right, so Jeff's got some video up on our Facebook page. We also are going to be hopefully have a QR code and more information on it tomorrow. We have to wait for the fire department's press release from the PIO over there. Lori Viles?
Lori, yep.
And see hopefully prayers that there was nobody in the building or in the home. So
Yes.
thank you, Jeff. Weather impacting vaccine deliveries. So we know we've talked quite a bit, and we talked about in our Q&A session last night about the vaccine deliveries and how it's kind of impacting people getting their vaccines. There was a lot of discussion and questions about how people that are in there above the 65-year-old threshold but not 75, and how they haven't been able to get vaccines. It turns out that the county, and really nationwide, is being hampered because of the weather that's happening in the Northeast, the Midwest, and the South. I mean, we're going to talk about it in a second here about what's going on in Texas, but those storms are hampering efforts to get the vaccines actually physically delivered out here. They have a shelf life. Remember, they have to stay in cold areas. They have to stay in freezers. Some of them have to stay in super freezers. And then I think once they're pulled out of the freezer, they only have a certain amount of hours. I want to say it's like 6 hours before they have to be used. So the weather out there is causing some problems. The concerning part about this is that there are a lot of people that are getting ready for their second phase. And ideally, it's 4 to 6 weeks for the second shot. And so I know that there's a great deal of people that this weekend are supposed to be getting theirs over at D-Flat. So we'll see if that actually goes through. So kind of worrisome. Our COVID numbers bounced up a little bit yesterday, but still certainly not anywhere near where it had been. So on page 2, we have our Athlete of the Week. That video dropped this morning on our YouTube channel. Some highlights of her play, but we also have it right here. So you see there's Brisa Munoz. She is a junior soccer star down at River Valley High School. Last week, she had a great week. In a win over Wickenburg, she scored all 3 goals. She also scored a goal a couple days later against Bourgade Catholic, and she is the leading scorer for the team, and she also carries a 3.4 GPA.
Didn't she miss one?
She did miss one, and this is one of the things I appreciate about her. We interviewed her a few days ago, Monday or Tuesday, and everything we talked about, she kind of downplayed it. She wasn't sure how many goals she had. She didn't, but she knew for fact that she missed one, and it was breaking her heart. Then we asked her about her grade point average, and she kind of hung her head a little bit and said it's a 3.4, but I'm gonna get to a 3.8. So she does well, but it's not enough. She wants to.
She's a go-getter.
Yeah, go check out the interview. It was Shane from Findlay, Shane Pollock, presented her with her award and interviewed her, and she was fun to talk to. She was pretty awesome. All right, council members to support proposed zero sulfur gas plant. We talked about this the other day. One of the things that they were going to be discussing was supporting this facility that they're looking at possibly building up outside of Kingman by Nacero. It is a plant where they take natural gas and turn it into gasoline to run our cars and everything. It's got a 40% smaller carbon footprint than crude oil. Don't have the pollution and everything that comes off of it that you get from crude oil either. And so they voted to go ahead and support that. Hopefully that's something. It's a $6 billion project, and it at one point will have 3,500 people in its employment. So they voted on improving that. Our city manager, Toby Cotter, spoke about the Frontier Communications outage that we had recently, where a lot of people were out up to about 36 hours, how it was unacceptable. I know that they've been doing a lot of work on trying to get other rural internet providers out here, so we'll see what happens. Rush Limbaugh, voice of American conservatism, dies at the age of 70. I know he's had some health problems over the last little bit. He announced a year ago that he had lung cancer, and he passed yesterday at 70. He was probably, I don't know, probably, for sure, he was the leading conservative voice over the past 15 or 20 years. He had some struggles here and there, and he said some pretty outlandish things time here and there, but he was so popular that I was reading in the story here, he was on 600 stations nationwide, syndicated. That's a pretty nice big following. So rest in peace, Rush. U.S. life expectancy declines. It's basically the first 6 months of the year. The life expectancy for all of us has declined about a year. And they're pointing to COVID for that has affected the numbers. But it's the first time that we've had a decline that's significant since World War II, in which they credited World War II for the decline. In sports, Lady T-Birds blank Lady Knights. I don't know if she's been the keeper for all 3 of these games, but it was their 3rd shutout in a row for the Mojave High School ladies soccer team, and Mojave keeper Oakley Heaton had a shutout. So they won 3-0. They beat Lake Havasu. 2 goals by junior Andrea Carrillo. So she got it started 10 minutes into the game. She scored, and then a couple minutes later, she scored again. And then she was joined by Raya Jackson. She scored to finish the shutout. So congratulations. They moved to 3-2. 3-2 and 3 shutouts in a row. So good for them. We also have the boys wrestling team over at, not boys, they're integrated now, boys and girls. So the Mojave High School wrestling team, they won 3-2 in their match against Millennium yesterday. We had Chase Davila Hartwick, Wes McKinley, and Damon Puryear each won their matches. They only had 5 actual official matches. Then they had some exhibition matches afterwards. I'm thinking that people weren't making weight or were out sick or whatever. We don't really have the information on why that happened, but they host Parker on Friday, so we'll see how they do there. And then for River Valley boys soccer, they had an ugly game, but Johnny Delgado had a good one. Johnny Delgado scored 2 goals, but they lost to Yuma Catholic. Yuma Catholic is just a beast, no matter what sport they're in. They lost 10-2 to them. Next up is North Phoenix Prep. River Valley's heading out to North Phoenix Prep today to play against them. So good luck, guys. In weather, I keep telling you that we only have like one more day of the W. We only have one more day of the W. So we have today. Tomorrow it's supposed to be a little bit nicer. It'll be warmer anyway to start your weekend. Saturday and Sunday, I can't even promise them that it's going to be nice on Saturday and Sunday. It's supposed to be in the mid-70s and sunny, but we don't know what's going to happen with the W. I thought it was going to be done 2 days ago, so we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I think that's about it. Do we?
Questions in the chat. Let's see here. Someone got to see Starlink fly over this morning about 6:25 a.m.
Does everybody know what Starlink is? We showed it last week. Jeff had a picture of it. Starlink is, it started out as 60 600-pound satellites that are all tethered together and are roaming around the globe at a low altitude, providing high-speed internet access. And it's something put together by the SpaceX people, and it's actually pretty cool to see. You see that whole giant line of lights. So if you, whoever made that comment, if they got a picture, please send it in, and we'll try and get it up tomorrow or something. We'll show what's going on with that. But it's a pretty crazy thing.
And then we had some remarks about your Bloody Marys. Laughlin Ranch was one of them.
Really?
And the other one, Yo-Yo's Tacos. And
Yo-Yo's Tacos is now.
That's all I saw in there.
Yo-Yo's Tacos is now Karen Phillips.
Guadalajara?
No, the one next to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm spacing on it. We talked about her earlier this morning as a possible sponsor for
Our
Thursday.
bad.
Yeah. All right, you know what? I trust Karen Phillips to make a good Bloody Mary. I'll go out and give them a shot. I would expect Laughlin Ranch would have nice ones too. But I'm telling you, the best ones are hole in the walls. Mine is River's Edge Golf Course down in Needles.
You guys have to try it.
You wouldn't expect it, but phenomenal. And the VFW, I said the VFW. All right, that's it for today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Remember, it's brought to you by the Tri-State Radiology Center. Tri-State Radiology Center offers same or next day appointments, and they accept most insurances, including Medi-Cal. They have a wide-open MRI and offer digital x-rays with your reports ready in 24 hours. Call them today for an appointment at 928-460-7226. Thank you again for joining us here on Thirsty Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow for finally a Friday.
Thank God.
Fish Fry Friday.
We could do something like that.
TGIF Friday.
Yeah, why not?
All right, we'll come up with something.
Sounds
Thanks,
good.
everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you Friday.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, guys.